Hello and welcome to DFS Coach Talk. It is Wednesday, September the 14th, 2022. I am Joe Sarvati, affectionately known as Coach, and I am here with Mr. Josh Crash Davis. And Crash, we're crashing into this new 5 p.m. Eastern time slot, giving that a whirl, see if how our members and how our listeners enjoy that. Hopefully we get a bunch of people jumping in with us.
Yeah, it's been kind of like waiting all day, to do this. And we've got the lineups for the most part, and the prop plays and all that are out. So that's kind of nice to have all that and not have to wait and see what's going to happen there. So yeah, hopefully we'll have a good turnout and everyone will enjoy the show today.
Absolutely. And we're going to go over all 8 games for this 7:05 slate that starts for the main slate, DraftKings, Fanduel, and Yahoo. We'll share all of our regular information, our pay-ups, values, fades, BVPs, HRs. We'll also go over, of course, our Boom Fantasy picks, that happens to be our presenting sponsor. So big shout out to Boom Fantasy. Also, we'll be providing some PrizePicks plays. And then after the podcast, we'll be jumping in Discord live with our members to post lineups, our core for DraftKings, and all of our regular information. So hopefully as we get rolling here, everybody gets back in there. I'd love to know, too, as people jump in, give us your opinion if you like this later time frame, 5 o'clock. We wanted to try that for a while and see if that catches on. If not, we can always go back to that 1:30 time slot that we had been using Eastern time. So when you're in here, give us your opinion. Let us know what you think. And of course, it's going to take a little time to catch on if we stick with this 5 p.m. Time frame. So more information, the better. Really appreciate that. Also, Crash, one nice thing about this evening is no weather issues whatsoever.
Yeah.
So that is a big plus. So we've got 8 games. We can count on all 8 games going, no delays, no issues of any sorts in that manner. So that makes it easier for sure.
So yeah, if you could give us a 1 if you like the 1:30 time and a 2 if you like the 5 o'clock time.
Or you could put a 1 or a 5.
Or a 5. Yeah.
We don't want to overcomplicate stuff, Crash.
I'm just kind of, I guess, copying from what I've seen on other live streams. Where
I know I'm just, I'm giving you a hard time. I got to give you a hard time. I mean, it's no fun if I don't.
Don't worry. I've got Corbin Burns on the mound, so I can give you a hard time. So.
Oh, gosh. Give me a break. Give me a break. Let me say hello to a few folks in chat already. Travis Duarte, first one in today at the 5 p.m. time. Shout out to Travis. Nathan's in with us. King of Smack is here to talk his smack, I hope. Tony A, great to see in here. King of all trades. RJ, Mark McClellan, JT. Look at this. They're coming in. I think they're catching on.
They said they like the later time, Coach. They give us better chance to get the news.
Yeah.
Tony says 1:30. Boy from Cali.
It's going to be a split decision, I bet you. But, as more people check it out, I mean, there's pluses and minuses. The earlier times, certainly not as convenient for everybody, but It gives you a jump on the slate. And then, I know we're competing with some other providers here in the later time frame, but hopefully people that are here with us know that, we're going to give you hopefully everything you need to know for your slate. And there's stuff on after us when we're done. If you're looking for a live before lock kind of stuff, we're good. So we'll try it out, see what everybody thinks. Again, I want to make it the best for everybody to jump in and enjoy it and get the most out of it. Because, we always mention it here on Coach Talk. We try to be really unique. We have a niche space in this industry. We are using all the tools. As you know, we post all of the information. We look at optimizers. We do that. We do all of our ownership projections. We post those in main chat for our members. So we're using all the technology and tools, but we also hand build here. That's our thing, because we feel that most people out in the industry that are playing that do DFS can't really afford 150 max entry, 10, 12, 20 grand a night playing. So we want to give you the best of both worlds, and that's what we will continue to try to do here. So, all right, Crash, we need to dive into this. That's the one other thing about with the later time is no messing around. We got to get down to business. So, all right, we have, again, great weather, 8-game slate that we're going to be focusing on. That is the main slate. The first game, Crash, and as we're going in here, by the way, real quickly, on YouTube, hit the thumbs up, hit the subscribe button, and hit that little alert. Especially now that we're going to switch times around, I want to make sure everybody gets alerted. Tomorrow, for example, we have a baseball and a football podcast, so you don't want to miss those. And then if you're on Twitter, a quick like, retweet, we'd really appreciate that. And if you want to join us, it's dfscoachtalk.com. 7:05, Baltimore Orioles, Washington Nationals, 8.5, which is also known as 8.5, is the total in Vegas. 75 degrees, beautiful night for baseball in Washington, no wind to speak of. 4.60 implied for the O's and 3.90 for the Nationals. We have the combination, Tyler Wells, Austin Voth with the starter, and then a guy come in after the first inning or so, combination for Baltimore, and then the lefty Patrick Corbin at 5.3K for the Nationals. Again, lineups are pretty much all out, so it gives us a good solid look. Crash, what's your take on game one here?
Yeah, this is my top stack.
Wow. Right out of the
Baltimore. Gate. Yeah. It all depends on ownership. If the Dodgers are going to be higher owned, then this will be my top stack. But if Baltimore is going to be higher owned, then the Dodgers will be my top stack. So whichever one of those ends up being the higher of the two, I'm going to go with.
How about I share that with you right now?
Okay.
I just updated the latest projections that we have here for ownership stack wise. Let's just hit that now, take a little bit different approach to it so that you can balance this in with what you're saying. So on DraftKings, ownership right now is looking like it's number one, Dodgers at 13, Yankees at 11, Baltimore just under 11, Texas 9, Arizona, Minnesota 6, and then it goes down from there. And then chance to be top percentage as far as stacked is Dodgers, Yankees, Baltimore, Arizona, Texas, Minnesota. So that is the group. So does that affect your stacking DraftKings wise? Or I'll tell you what, let me give you FanDuel and Yahoo too, Crash. So then you've got it. On FanDuel, it's a little bit different. And let's get the owner share here. Dodgers number 1, 15, Yankees 13, Baltimore 12, Texas 11, Arizona 10, and Minnesota 9. And then it drops off from there. And we'll complete the triad here with a quick look at Yahoo. We love Yahoo here at Coach Talk. Real tight group, 5 teams between 10 and 15% ownership. Yankees 1, Oakland 2. Wow. Minnesota, Chicago, Toronto. So much different on Yahoo. So what's your take, buddy?
I'm guessing they're probably very expensive on Yahoo. That's why.
Yeah.
So Baltimore is my favorite then. And then the top 5 for me would be, any of those I like. I like Austin Hayes the most leading off. And then I think you can get sneaky with Gunnar Henderson. They moved him down to 8th against the lefty. Right. But I still think that he's in play.
Okay. Not bad. Yeah. Not bad. I'm not as much on Baltimore as I was yesterday. Hayes leading off is definitely different. I haven't seen him in that. I don't remember him leading off at all. So a different look there. The middle of that order, still Mountcastle and a few of those guys like Urias, Santander are affordable enough. Corbin's been a little bit better, but certainly don't trust him. He can get blown to smithereens, like you said. Yeah. So I'll have some Baltimore ownership, but they're not one of my top 2 stacks, but I do like them today. On the other side for Washington, hard to trust anybody on Washington. Luke Voigt's had a decent month. So he at 2.9K seems too cheap, but hard to really trust the Nationals,
Yeah, that's true. Tony just pointed out a good point. He said the Dodgers could be hung over tonight because they won the division last night. So
great point. That could be. It could be. And he stole my thunder. I was going to do the old foot off the gas let up game for the Dodgers being the number one stack. Very good, Tony. You're reading my mind, Mr. Tony. All right, next game, 7:07, Tampa Bay Rays, Toronto Blue Jays. It is in Toronto. I believe the roof should be open. 7.5 total, split right down the middle, 3.75 implied for both. Drew Rasmussen, 9.6K against Ross Stripling, 8K. Very interesting game here, and two teams that need wins.
Yeah, I like the pitching in this matchup more than the hitting. I like Rasmussen. He's been really good lately. I really like the way that he has, commanded all of his pitches and just hasn't been getting blown up by anyone. So he's definitely in play as a value play for me. The last game against the Yankees, he had 6 innings, no earned runs. So it was a shutout with 10 strikeouts for 58 fantasy points. So that was his best performance of the year. So I definitely like Rasmussen here as a value play, and he'll probably go low owned because Toronto, especially at home, they usually get some ownership. So
yeah, for sure. I mean, I think Rasmussen's a terrific play today. In fact, I've got him plugged in right now. He's one of my top pitchers. He's actually my pay-up pitcher, believe it or not.
Oh, wow. Okay. Yeah.
And I just think Toronto's lineup is not the same, man. Teoscar is hurt. He's got scratched. Right. So, yes, you have Springer, Guerrero, and Bichette. That's terrifying. But after that, Crash, you've got Chapman, Biggio, Jansen, Tapia, Espinal, and Bradley. That is not the big, stackable, scary Toronto lineup to me. Yeah. I think you've got a lot of outs there and quite a few strikeouts as well.
I
so
agree.
You think it's too much of a reach?
No, I think it's a good play, especially on DraftKings where we have to use 2 pitchers. So,
I want as long as we're doing that right now, how about give a little more insight in this game? I'm going to pull up the most recent pitching ownership because I would like to see exactly where we stand here, and let's figure it out because obviously leverage is going to be key to this whole deal. Anything else from this game you want to point out as I pull it up?
I'm looking it up right now. I want to see what the Blue Jays have done against Rasmussen. No home runs, so that kind of stands out to start. Not a whole lot. I mean, Tapia 1 for 2, Biggio 1 for 3, but Vladdy 4 for 13, Espinal 2 for 7, Bichette 2 for 12, 1 for 7. So I mean, I think it's a favorable matchup from that standpoint.
And here's the latest projections for pitching ownership right now, so we can put it into perspective. Peterson's right now huge, 54%. Corbin Burns, 42%. This is DraftKings. Sonny Gray's third at 30%. So not the pitching that we're used to seeing as far as stacked aces. How about Dane Dunning, 4th highest at 27%? Drew Smiley, Adam Wainwright, Corbin, Stripling, Bello, Rasmussen, 2.7% projected ownership.
Wow.
So I like him tonight. I know it's very contrarian. I don't know if I'll use him in all my cash lineups, but certainly in my tournaments, I think he's a sneaky play against really one of the worst lineups the Blue Jays have put out there all season, in my opinion.
Yeah, I agree. And on the BVP side for Tampa, Manuel Margot has some pretty good BVP against Stripling. So,
okay. Fanduel, so 40% on Peterson. He's the chalk tonight. 20% on Burns. Dane Dunning, again, third at 13%. Everybody else single digits. So it really is Peterson and Burns getting the majority. On Yahoo, it's the same scenario: 58% Peterson, 50% Burns, 28% Gray, 19 Dunning, 15 Wainwright, and just no love for Rasmussen. 8% chance for ownership on, or projected on Yahoo, with a 16% chance of being a top 2%. So he is number one leverage at a plus 8.7. That's part of the reason I like him too. I think he's going overlooked and under owned.
Yeah, I would agree, Coach.
All right.
Margot, I mentioned him. He's 8 for 21 with 3 home runs against Stripling. So,
all right.
Yeah.
Hey, we have Shauna and Bev in there. All right. We're giving away 2 tickets to the Millie Maker, and the girls have been winning those. So, and it's not a stacked deck. We're doing the randomizer. Shauna loves Baltimore. Who else? Bev's in there. Shauna's asking Rutschman. Rutschman, I like him better from the left side when he's hitting lefty. And that's the difference for me. I like him. He is super expensive though. I love Tony A's point. Garcia against Wells for King of Smack. Interesting. All right. A lot of good stuff. Fading Baltimore. You know what? I don't blame you. I mean, Corbin's been better. It is tough though. Corbin can get absolutely smoked. So, all right. That's it for Tampa, Toronto. Let's go to the next game, which happens to be the most interesting game of the night for me, Crash. It's the New York Yankees and Boston Red Sox. Game is played in Boston. Beautiful night, 74 degrees, light breeze blowing out to right at 6 miles an hour. 9 is the total, 4.69 implied for the Yankees, and 4.31 for the Red Sox. Nestor Cortez, the lefty, 10K. Brian Balow, 6.6K for the Red Sox. What is your feeling on this rivalry game, Yankees-Red Sox?
Is Cortez getting any ownership at all or no?
I can let you know what that is right now if you'd like. I don't believe that he's getting much of anything, but I will tell you right now, the projected ownership on Cortez is 1% on DraftKings.
Wow.
1% on Fanduel, and 5% on Yahoo. So no love for Mr. Cortez at that big price.
Right. Yeah, he was going to be, if he was getting any kind of ownership, he was going to be a fade for me, but I will mostly pass on this game, but I do like some of the Yankee bats here. We've talked about this, Brian Bayo or Bayo, however you say it. And how he kind of got off to a solid start, but then kind of struggled. So I kind of like the top of the Yankees lineup, especially if they're going to be a little bit lower owned than they normally would be. And I like Cabrera at the 5th position. So,
well, this is my top stack, my top play of the night. I love the New York Yankees. I've been picking on Balow a little bit. I know he's been better, but he still gives up hits. He's a lot of contact and barrel against him, and it's in Boston. Yankees, I like their lineup tonight. So you're going to see major stacking for me tonight, Crash. Like, I'll have probably a minimum of 4 Yankees in my lineup.
Yeah.
And I'm not a massive stacker. I know when you play tournaments and you're mass entering, you got to go 5-3 and all that stuff, 4-4, whatever. But generally, I like to stack 3, go 3-3-2, those kinds of things. But I really like the Yankees here. Judge at 6'4" is expensive, but he's in a great spot. Stanton at 5'1", affordable. Torres is only 3'9". Donaldson's only 4'3". Cabrera's only 2'9". IKF's 2'9". Gonzalez the dead man at 2, and right on down. So I'm going to be on the Yankees hard. That is going to be the key to my slate tonight. And I wouldn't mind having a Red Sox or two. I don't like either pitcher in this game.
Right.
I like the over 9, it being a high total. And this is going to be the key game for me, man.
Yeah, I can definitely see that. I mean, my one of my main lineups right now in Fanduel has like 3 or 4 Yankees, so I can definitely see that.
Let's get after it. That's going to be a big game for me. I have one lineup with Stanton and Judge in it right now.
Me too.
In one of my So I'm ready for some home run balls in that game. All right, we go to the 7-10, also a 7-10 game. The Cubs at the Mets. It is 76 degrees, warm in New York. Wind blowing out to right at 8 miles an hour. 7.5 is the Vegas total. 3.11 implied for the Cubbies. 4.39 for the Mets. A couple of lefties on the hill. Drew Smiley, 7.7K for the Cubs. And David Peterson, 8.6K. Chalky Peterson is on the mound for the Mets.
Yeah, I like the Mets. Escobar is my home run call. He's 7 for 12 with 4 home runs against Drew Smiley. So, yeah, he's got really strong numbers. I've placed a sports book bet on that to hit a home run.
Nice.
And I really like Escobar today. That's why he's on the cover. So
he's batting in the 7 hole. So you'll get some at bats here. David Peterson's my pitcher, Crash. I'm pairing him up. I'm extremely contrarian with Rasmussen, and I'm eating the chalk with Peterson. I don't believe in the Cubs bats. Peterson's going well. And I just think this, the Mets have all the momentum here. There's a lot of strikeouts towards the bottom of that Cubs lineup. I mean, with Wisdom in there, yes, he's got pop, but he's a strikeout guy.
Yeah,
Reyes is a strikeout guy. And listen, the bottom 5 for that Cubs lineup is Gomes, Higgins, Hesmasilo, Velasquez, and David Bodie. So I see some strikeouts in that lineup for Peterson. And in a non-stars pitching, I think Peterson has a chance to be the top scorer, and that's why I'm willing to eat the chalk here.
Yeah, I think the Cubs are a little bit better against lefties than righties, but I can still see Peterson here. I think it's a solid play. We got 10 from DeGrom last night, 10 strikeouts.
Yeah, he's human though. 3 earned runs.
Yeah, I think Peterson will get 6 or 7 here. So
I would think so, especially against that lineup. I mean, that's what I'm expecting. So any bats specifically on the Mets side that you said other than Escobar?
Escobar and Lindor. Those would be my top 2. I like those guys both against lefties. I guess you could probably throw Debs Mark Canha play in there too. So.
Yeah. He's batting second tonight.
I see that. Yeah.
I may have to play Canha right now. He's on my possibility of getting him in the lineup. So Debs, all that touting Debs done, they moved him up to number 2 in the order. Lindor's good. I love him. 6-1 though. Would take a sting out of my Yankee stack. So
yeah, he's like 38 on FanDuel. So that's what I was looking at, using Lindor. Canha's 1 for 9 against Smiley. Pretty surprising.
I know. I'm not sure why he's up in the 2 hole, but
he might be due. We'll see.
How about Mark Vientos, the number 5 hitter?
Third base, interesting play. Putting him at 5. You would have thought they would have put him lower in the order, but I don't. Do you know? I don't know a whole lot about this guy. So, do you know a little bit about him?
I could pull up a little bit more information. I know that I think he's supposedly a good hitter against lefties. Let me pull up a little dig in on him a little bit. Where's my RotoWire piece here?
Looks like he's had 2 games and he hasn't had a hit, but it's only been 6 at bats. So he had a start and then a pinch.
Well, the cool thing is he's only 22 years old. And he's a prospect that has done very well in the minors. He had a 281, 352, 581 slugging with 25 homers. He does strike out a lot though,
right?
But when he gets a hold of it, he can hit the ball. So, you look at, again, those HR numbers, and it's no fluke, at his young age, hit 24 at AAA last year, hit 22 at AA. So I'm hoping at a min salary in the 5 hole there. He's got some really good experienced hitters around him that he should see all the pitches that he wants. I mean, I think he's got a great shot. When you've got Alonso in front of you and McNeil behind you, and then Escobar behind him with that great BVP,
right?
I'm willing to take a shot on the youngster. I mean, I love these 22, 21, 22-year-old rookies that come up that have tons of pop and power and potential, as opposed to the late rookie call-ups of the older guys just giving a cup of coffee in the big show. But this guy is a real prospect, and I think
he's definitely got some RBI opportunities with Lindor and Alonso in front of him for sure. So
exactly.
Yeah.
All right. Anything in that we need to look at? In let's see. How about we give away one of our 2 tickets right now? We've got a decent amount of people in here, so let's hit the randomizer. Bang! Winner JT, just like that. Kapowie. JT, you are a winner of a ticket for the Millie Baker on Sunday on DraftKings. So all you need to do, and for the other winner later, same thing. Just go to Twitter at DFS Coach Talk, DM us, just give us your first and last name and your email for PayPal, and that will be on its way before you can blink. So JT, congratulations on the victory. We'll give another one up here, another one out here shortly. All right, moving on. Next one on the ticket is the Kansas City Royals at the Minnesota Twins. 76 degrees in Minnesota, which is warm for this time of year. But the wind is blowing in from right center at a pretty good 12 miles an hour. It is a 7.5 total only, 3.10 implied for the Royals, 4.40 for the Twins. The old man, Zach Greinke, 5.7K against veteran Sonny Gray, also at 8.3K, and Gray is getting some ownership.
Yeah, I like Gray here. He's 8,700 on Fanduel, 8,300 on DraftKings, so good price on both. Going up against the Royals, he faced them about a month ago on August 16th. He had 6 shutout innings with 10 strikeouts for 58 fantasy points, so real strong numbers there. He's allowed 2 runs or less in his last 5 starts, and he last pitched against the Yankees in New York. He had 6 innings, struck out 7, and allowed 2 runs for 37 fantasy points. So I do like Gray here a little bit. I wish his ownership was a little bit lower.
Yeah. And, we pointed out before, Greinke definitely struggles a lot more on the road as a pitcher. Yeah. And I think he's a good spot to pick on here. I like some of these Minnesota bats as much as they're not, or I mean, Kansas City. No, I'm trying to say Minnesota bats.
Yeah.
But they just have not been hot lately by any stretch, but I do like a few of them. My BVP crash is Gio Urshela. I can't, easy for you to say. Urshela. Yes, I can't for some reason say his name.
I'm looking at numbers right now. Those are very solid.
7 for 13, batting 538, small sample size, but we believe in that here. He's homered off of them already. Just a 1418 OPS, 846 slugging, 571 OBP, and a 538 average. So I think, Urshela, there you go. I said it smoother. Batting cleanup tonight at 2.6K. Lock him in, Crash.
Yeah, I like it. I like that play.
And I like a couple other Minnesota bats. They are sort of on that precipice of being my number 2 stack, believe it or not. And I've had no exposure to Minnesota bats lately. Miranda's been good to me all year. Gordon's a nice young ball player. And certainly, if you want to go up top with the Rise and Correa, those guys can hit.
Yeah, Urshela will fit in nicely for me because I wanted to play Luis Urias because he has really good BVP against Wainwright, but he's not in the lineup. So Urshela will be a perfect fit as a one-off.
St. Louis lineup just dropped. It's Edmund, Dickerson, Goldschmidt, Arenado, Donovan, Pujols, Burleson, Molina, and Nootbaar. So, yes, that is the St. Louis lineup that just dropped.
Hopefully the Brewers will hit some out to right field because that dude is terrible.
Well, I was squawking yesterday because I had the pitcher and the guy just overruns it like some, softball weekend player and drops it in right field. I'm talking about Nootbaar. So not my favorite guy. But anyway, let's hit that game. Brewers Cardinals, 79 degrees in St. Louis. That's pretty warm. No wind to speak of, but it's only 7. A lot of respect for the pitchers here. 3.64 implied for the Brewers, 3.36 for the Cardinals, who are a home underdog in this game. Corbin Burns, 10.5K against Adam Wainwright, 9.1K. And so give us the insight. You're the Brewers expert.
Yeah, Burns is my favorite pay-up option. I know it's not a real shocker, but he's just been pitching very well against the Cardinals. I know we talked about in the last podcast how he struggled some, and he has in some matchups. But, against the Cardinals, for whatever reason, he's had 40, 61, and 64 fantasy points. He's really been pitching well against them. The last start was on August 13th. He pitched 7 innings. He allowed only 1 run. That's the only run he's allowed against the Cardinals this year with 6 strikeouts. So, Burns has been very good against the Cardinals. So I can see why they're the favorite. It makes me nervous because I didn't expect them to win last night. This was the game I thought they would win of the 2. So maybe we can get a sweep. It'd be nice.
Yeah, Cardinals have not played great ball ever since they took that big lead. There's no doubt about it.
Yeah.
I think he's a great play. He's not one of my buy-up pitcher. Like I said, I'm going elsewhere, but I think, his ownership is very valid. I think he's in a great spot. No doubt about it. I mean, I'm fading the other side, believe it or not. I don't like the Waino today. I just don't think he's pitching great. He's not, going super deep. Milwaukee seems to be catching a little bit of something, just recently. And my HR call is Andrew McCutchen.
I thought you were going to say Roundy.
No. I mean, did you see McCutchen, how many times he's faced?
Like 84 times or something?
He's 25 for 77 against him.
25.
Those are 2 guys that have been around a while. 11 extra base hits. 3 of them are for home runs. He's walked 4 times. 13 ribbies. With 77 at bats, he's still got a 916 OPS against him, 558 slugging, 357 OBP, 325 average. So I know McCutchen hasn't been hot, but man, he loves hitting against Wainwright.
He's hitting towards the bottom of the lineup too. I don't think he's been in the 6th spot all year. So
they've dropped him down recently down there in the 6 hole a little bit. I've seen him in about half the games like that. But I think what that's going to do is really sting his ownership. And, the fact that he's batting 6th. And I don't know. I actually like your Brewers tonight a little bit. They're sort of a co-second stack for me, believe it or not.
Wow. Okay.
With the unexpected Twins. I haven't stacked any Twins or Brewers forever, but this lineup, listen, Crash, Yelich, Adames, Tellez, Renfroe, Wong, McCutchen, Peterson, Narvaez, and Taylor. That's a nice, steady lineup, and you've got enough lefties with Narvaez, Peterson, Wong, and Tellez, and Yelich. So Wainwright's going to have to work.
Right. In the bottom of that lineup, I can tell you, Taylor, Narvaez, Peterson, McCutchen, those are the guys that have the best BVP actually in this matchup. So you want to get sneaky. If you could stack the bottom of that lineup and maybe wrap it around with Yelich, I think that'd be a very sneaky play. Yeah,
and that's really the reason I like the Brewers tonight, because simply there's no easy outs in this lineup for Wainwright. I mean, he's got to focus on every guy here, and we're probably going to get some production out of the bottom there, I would assume. So no Cardinals bats, obviously. I would take it.
Dickerson and Goldschmidt are the only ones that have hit better than 227 against Burns. So, like I said, they've really struggled against him for whatever reason. Hopefully, I'm not jinxing them, and they're going to hit 9 runs tonight. I don't see it. I mean, they've really been kind of slumping, like you talked about. So
yeah, and Edmund, Goldschmidt, and Arenado are extremely expensive. So I mean, there's a lot of commitment if you go there. Dickerson, I get it, 2.9, but I'm telling you, he gets pinch hit for. It seems to happen an awful lot.
He does.
No doubt about it.
He's batting in the 2-hole, you said?
Yeah, he's batting second. So
yeah, I bet he gets pinch hit. As soon as they bring in the lefty, they're gonna put.
They'll pull him.
I mean, agree. And that is the concern for me because the Brewers had to use so many of their bullpen guys last night because Bush got hurt in the first inning. So that is a bit of a concern. They're really counting on Burns to go 7 or 8 innings here. So if he doesn't do that, it could be a problem for the Brewers.
No question. I mean, they absolutely have to get some innings out of Burns tonight. That is so key for them if they're going to win this game. No doubt about it. Anything else? And let's see. Jim Paris. What happened? Sorry, Coach Crash. I had to take my mom to the doctor. Jim. Oh, no. Miss Parrish here, the mom. Well, prayers to her. Hope she's doing okay.
Yeah, she's okay.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's see. McCutchen BVP versus Wainwright. Yeah. Did he put that in there before we said it, or
I think it was right around the same time.
Come on. I don't know, Little Monster. Are you new in here, Little Monster? We love having you. Myron Kidd too. I haven't seen. I think that's a new person that we haven't seen in here. Judge Baum again tonight. I think so too, brother. I really do. I think he's got a great chance to homer.
I think so too.
Great to have all of you in here. We're going to give one more ticket away here when we are towards the end. We've got only 2 games left, Crash. We usually do 15 games, and with only 8, it's refreshing. I'll tell you.
It is. Did you give your home run call yet?
I did give my home run call, didn't I?
You may have. I can't remember.
I'll look as I'm going through here. I have it written down, so let me go back and see. We have 2 games left. 8:05, Texas Rangers are hosting the Oakland A's. Do you have any confirmation if the roof's open or closed in Texas? I think it's still too hot, but
let me find out. I'll find out. Hang on.
If you can find out, it's a total of 8.5, 3.76 implied for Oakland, 4.74 for the Rangers. J.P. Sears, the lefty, 6K against pretty highly owned Dane Dunning at 7K. He's getting a lot of love, really on all 3 sites in the top 5 ownership.
It's going to be open.
It's going to be open. Okay. Mm-hmm. So I'd see, if it's hot and muggy there, that's not always a great thing. That's for sure.
Yeah. I don't understand the ownership on Dunning. I really don't. I
think it's Oakland stinks though.
Yeah, I know they do, but I do like Seth Brown, and he's got some BVP against Dunning too. So if I was going to pick any of the A's, that would be the one guy I would pick.
Okay. By the way, McCutchen was my HR pick, man. You're confusing me.
That's right. Because I wasn't sure if it was Urshela or if it was McCutchen. So.
Urshela is my BVP.
BVP play. Okay.
Thank goodness we have chat that's paying attention here. You're trying to cross me up here.
McCutchen has so many at bats. I figured he would be your BVP play, and then Urshela was your home run call. So that's what threw me off. But anyway, I got it.
As long as they both produce, I'm not concerned. But thank you, Mark, for listening. Somebody's paying attention. All right. Anybody else? So this game in general, I don't know. The Rangers are just so hit or miss. I mean, you can get. I like Josh Young, the Jung, but it's pronounced Young, is only 2.2K and got a bunch of pop. He's I really like him. I think he's a nice play in the 6-hole, no pressure, cheap. He's going to make some lineups for me. I certainly don't mind getting to Simeon, Seager, or Garcia. It's just you have to commit a little bit of salary. And
Yeah.
I'm not playing Dunning. I think he's a little over-owned. And you're saying you don't understand the ownership there. I get what you're saying, but Oakland's pretty bad. And Dunning's been decent anyway. And he's cheap.
Yeah, no, I get that. I do get that. For me, I like Simeon, Garcia, and Matthias from the Rangers. Matthias was actually with the Brewers, so that kind of stings because he's been doing really well, and we've been stinking against lefties until last night. But yeah, he was with the Brewers last year, and he was with them I think earlier this year, and then he left. They DFA'd him, and then he went to the Rangers. So.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I'm not going to have a lot of exposure to this game, to be honest with you. I just not my favorite game on the board. I don't think Sears is the worst pitcher in the league either. So, and he gets to go lefty against Seager and Lowe and a couple of those guys. So, not a big game for me. Last one, Crash, and it is truly the late night sweat game because it's an hour and 35 minutes later than any other game. Doesn't start till 9:40. It's in Deb and Steven country down there in Arizona. It is the Dodgers at the Diamondbacks. The total is 9. Roof closed there in Arizona. 4.73 implied for the Dodgers. 4.27 for the Diamondbacks. Michael Grove, 5.1K, leading it off for the Dodgers on the mound. And Zach Davies, 7.4K for the D-backs. Are you on this Dodger stack with everybody else?
Yeah, I mean, I think that it's, at least in cash, it's going to be too much ownership not to play it. But in GPPs, I mean, I'll probably stay away from it for the most part. I might have a one-off, maybe get to the bottom of the order. But, the Freemans and the Muncies and the Betts and Turner, those guys are going to be so high owned. So,
yeah.
And Bellinger will probably get ownership too, but he has really good BVP actually against Zach Davies. Is actually my BVP play, in fact. So, yeah.
Who is?
Bellinger. He's 2,300 only on Fanduel, 3,600 on DraftKings, 333, 7 hits and 21 at bats, 4 singles, a double, and a home run. So, nice. I like Bellinger a lot.
Yeah, I think it's a decent play. I can't believe Cody Bellinger bats 9th.
I know, right?
MVP, and he's just bats last in there.
I mean, you've got 7, 8. I don't know how many all-stars on this lineup. I mean, it's ridiculous.
It is a loaded squad. There's no question about it. I don't particularly like the pitchers here, but I'm not stacking the hitters. I'll be under owned on some of the Dodgers just because of cost, and I want to go more Yankees than Dodgers here, but certainly we'll try to pull a one-off in this lineup. I think that they are in a great spot. I particularly like the lefties, Freeman, Muncy. Not going to play Joey Gallo. He's another pinch hit guy. So, but I want some exposure to the Dodgers. I just can't afford to stack them tonight.
Coach, I'm gonna have to see what's going on. I've got a call from 3 of my family members, so I got to see.
Oh no!
Yeah.
All right, go do what you got to do. Yeah.
All right.
Yep. All right, and then so it's the Diamondbacks lineup is out. By the way, it's Rojas, Varsho, McCarthy, Walker, Marte, Carroll, Thomas, Hummel, and Perdomo. So. If you're going to hit the Dodgers, I guess this is a game to do that. And you have some pretty cheap bats with McCarthy at 3.6. Walker's only 4.3. Marte back down in the 5 hole with Varsho up in the 2 hole. That's a little bit different. I think Varsho is a great play tonight, also at 4.9. So I want to, again, a little exposure to both of these teams. I think it's a good hitting spot. The 9 total also tells you that. And I think to have some ownership, I get it if you want to stack it. I mean, you can't go chalk everywhere. So, I mean, where you pick your spots, I won't be able to go to the full stack for the Dodgers, but I do think that they are in play for sure. All right. A couple of things here real quickly. let's check. I'm going to do an updated look at PrizePicks, and I'll give you a couple of choices there. For members, I'm sure Crash, and hopefully everything's okay with his family, he'll have some of those when we post lineups here in just a bit, and he'll be able to share his selections both for PrizePicks and for our sponsor, Boom Fantasy. So on PrizePicks, I'm just going to update because the numbers do change as time goes on. Okay. My top pick is Drew Rasmussen over 4 strikeouts. Again, I think he's in a good spot. I think Toronto's lineup is very conducive to a lot of strikeouts today, and with a couple different guys out of it and where they move people around. So Rasmussen over 4 strikeouts is a very doable number, I think, personally, without question. And then let's see if the numbers changed here. Nope, I want to go Freddie Freeman over 8 fantasy score. Again, I like him in this matchup. I think he's going to smash. I think 8 is just too low of a number for him, and he is very high on my list. All right, I'm going to look also. I want to, again, do up-to-date stuff because we gave out a few picks the other day, and some of the numbers changed, and I always feel really bad because we're giving you something that isn't going to stick. All right. I like, there's a couple of long shot plays you could play. If you haven't checked out Boom Fantasy, check it out. We have a link connected right here on anywhere you're watching us. We're on TikTok. We have the link connected. Same thing on YouTube and Twitter. Click the link, download, and check out everything. They have matchups. They have over-unders. You have all kinds of great plays here that really can change it up. Crash, what's going on, man? Everything good?
Yeah, everything's good. It was just the right hand wasn't communicating with the left, and no one knew that the other person had tried calling. So it's just
gotcha.
Deals. It's all good though.
And it is a new time for us to do the podcast, so everybody has to get used to it.
Right.
I gave out a couple of my PrizePicks plays. If you're ready and you want to give out those, you're welcome to throw those into the mix.
Yeah. So for me, I've got the Escobar, Lindor, Alonso over 0.5 home runs. I think one of those 3 guys can hit a home run. I mean, Escobar's my home run call. So definitely like that. And then I like Sonny Gray at over 26.5. As I mentioned, I think he had 58 last time he played the Royals, and he has not allowed more than 2 runs in his last 5 starts. So I do like him over 26.5. Those are my 2 PrizePicks plays.
Very nice. I'm going to go out there and take one of the long shot plays tonight on Boom Fantasy, Crash.
Okay.
I want Giancarlo Stanton, who I've dogged him for the last month. I have not rostered him. I cannot remember the last time, but I like him over a half a home run.
Okay.
And which
you're just calling him to hit home run.
Going for the long shot. I just think he goes deep tonight. I believe Judge and Stanton both could go deep tonight. Gutsy call, but you don't get, you got to go out on a limb a little bit.
Yeah.
And you get some really good odds. So check that out on Boom for sure.
I like it.
It's gutsy.
Mine is, did you do 1 or 2 just now?
I did 1, but go ahead. Give one of yours.
Okay. Yeah. So this is like a gimme to me. I mean, it should be over under Aaron Judge over 1.5 total bases. I mean, I think he definitely should get over that number. The other play that I have is under the Pick'em toss-ups matchups, and it's Eduardo Escobar, more total bases than Brandon Nimmo. So
interesting.
Yeah.
Okay.
The head-to-head play there, but yeah, I like the matchup there for Escobar more than I do for Nimmo.
Gotcha. My second pick on Boom Fantasy is Patrick Corbin over 2.5 earned runs allowed. I think he gets hit tonight. Again, I know he's pitched better, but I like the matchup against him. That is my second play for Boom Fantasy. All right. We ready to pick a second winner?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
All right, I'm gonna, as I always give him a shout out, my buddy Gundacker, spin the wheel, make a deal. Let's get that second winner for the free ticket before I announce it. Remember, in order to get it paid and get in the contest, you have to jump on Twitter. We're at DFS Coach Talk. DM us your name and your PayPal email address, and we'll send you the money for the ticket. All right, here's the winner. The winner is, it is a new person, Crash.
Nice.
Little Monster has
Little
won
Monster.
a ticket. So
Okay.
great to have you in here, Little Monster. I wonder if that person is a Lady Gaga fan. Trivia. That is the Lady
Maybe.
Gaga's fan club name, Little Monsters. So have no idea if that's the case, but if so or not, you've won a ticket. So just shoot us your information and we will get that to you for sure. All right. You want to review some stuff?
Yeah.
On your pay-ups and picks and all that. What do you got?
Yeah, my pay-up pitcher is going to be Corbin Burns. My value pitcher is Sonny Gray. And my fade pitcher is going to be, based on what we've been talking about, Dane Dunning.
Okay. My / pay up and value pitcher combined, because there's no real one in either spot. I like Rasmussen and Peterson today. Peterson is a little chalkier than I would like, but I just think he's in a great spot, and I think you got to eat the chalk on that one. I really do. And my fade pitcher's Waino. I don't like going against Wainwright as a fade, but I just think the Brewers are going to have his number tonight. Not a big fan there. My BVP is Urshela. My home run is Clutch. Yep, Kutch, as they call him. Yep. My stack all the way is the Yankees, big time. Combo mini stacks of Twins Brewers, which is an unusual call for me there. So those are my plays. That is the information. And again, give us some comments. Let us know. Do you prefer? But I'd say the crowd size is about the same, and it's the first time since we've gone at the 5 p.m. Eastern. So let us know. Do you prefer us sticking to that early 1:30 time? I think we've had more people voting for the 5 p.m. time, to be honest with you.
Yeah, so I think so. At least the people that are in here today. Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe we try that out for a little bit and see how that rolls. But appreciate everybody being in here. We've got about an hour and 10 minutes to lock. In about 40 minutes, we'll be posting. If you are new and don't know DFS Coach Talk, we give full lineups for Yahoo and Fanduel, and a core 7 for single entry and GPP contest lineups. So we'd love to have you there. Nathan votes for 1:30, so it's getting tight now. We've got a pretty split here, but Nathan, glad you're in here with us. Also, what else? DFSCoachTalk.com if you want to join us. And also, if you can like and follow us on Twitter and on TikTok, also on right here in YouTube, a quick thumbs up, hit that subscribe button and hit the alert. We really do appreciate that as well. Yeah, we've got 2 podcasts tomorrow, Crash.
I know.
NFL at 8 p. No, yeah, 6:50 is the NFL Eastern. So we'll go over the Thursday night game there. And then are we going to do 5 p.m.? Do we want to say it now or no?
I think we'll probably do earlier tomorrow because there's usually those early games. Let me look at the slate real quick.
Let's look at that and decide. Boy from Cali, sort of not sure if he likes this late time or not because it's a little tight getting the lineups together.
Okay, so tomorrow, tomorrow looks like the majority of the games are later. Starting at 1:10, and then there's a 3:07, and then there's not another game till 6:40, and then it looks like the main slate's not going to start till 7:20. Okay. So if we did a 5 o'clock show, the only thing is we would be doing them like back to back almost. I don't know if
but let's just try it one more time for the
Okay.
family here. Let's go 5 o'clock baseball tomorrow, 6:50 football, and then we'll evaluate and we'll determine what, where the majority rules. The fact that we have as many people in here as we normally do for the 1:30 show, that tells me maybe this can grow. So we'll take a look and see. And really, if you're hand building, it still should give you plenty of time to get some of those in there.
Yeah.
I mean, you don't want to go blind. I was telling Crash too this the other day, and Deb, if you don't get your contest selection in early, I do it at first thing in the morning, because you're not going to get the contest that you want if you don't get them early. So get them in, and then if you're with us in Discord or whatever, we're giving midday ownership projections. You can get a sort of a holder lineup that makes sense in there. And then if we come up with this podcast and we know the weather, we know the lineups, then you can solidify and make some moves in your lineups from there. So I'm not saying we'll move that time 100%, but I do think that we need to give it a try. And I think it'll give you more, a stronger information, more concise, less changeable info too. Mr. Few likes the late time. So I think it's a good thing, man. Any questions in there? Rojas, somebody asked. Thoughts on Rojas, Crash?
Leading off for Arizona. Yeah, I mean, I could see that. I don't know a lot about Michael Grove, but I could definitely see, him leading off.
The only problem, 4.7K is a little steep.
Yeah,
but
it is a little steep.
I would prefer Dalton Varsho at $200 more personally.
Yeah, and that's also third base. So your Urshela, plays there for a lot cheaper too. So
yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
All right, congratulations to the two winners. We'll look for those DMs on Twitter, and we'll get those out to both of you. Thank you so much for jumping on, listening in, and definitely catch us tomorrow, 5 p.m. for baseball and 6:50 for the NFL. Any final words, Crash?
Yeah, I just wanted to remind everyone, we put it up last night, our week 2 NFL contest for our DFS Coach Talk members. We moved it down to 10 people. If it fills before Friday, we will leave it with members only. But if not, we'll open it up to the public and hopefully get more people and then keep growing it from there. But, I think if we can get 20 or 30 people when we open it up, I think that'll be a good thing. So.
Yeah, it'll be a lot of fun and get some bragging rights for Coach Talk family members. I do want to say also, I forgot to mention it, and David, I don't see David in here today, but David Dulac, one of our members, is going to choose the charity. So if you do any super chats where you're throwing some cash into the bin here, we don't keep any of that here at Coach Talk. It goes directly to a charity of our choice, and we're going to let a member choose that every month. David's chose Operation Hope for September. So anytime, if you got some winners and you're in here sharing info and you throw any super chat in there, that'll go for the month of September to Operation Hope. So fantastic. Who won the second ticket? It was who was it? JT?
No, it was Little Monster.
Oh, yeah, Little Monster. Little Monster won the second ticket. Yep. So that is correct. All right, fantastic. Well, we appreciate you. Thank you for listening in. And we'll certainly be back again tomorrow in both NFL and MLB. And we will be looking to crush it in MLB DFS and Boom Fantasy.